5 things I wish I knew as a woman in my 30s. I'm going to tell you the stuff that I believe in my 30s. If I said that to my 20s, she would be like, what? What? No, what are you talking about? And this season of In Your 30s is weird. It's beautifully weird, unpredictable. It's full of beautiful contradictions, I must. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Bold Moves, the podcast where we empower women to be bold, be brave, and be you. Today, it's just me. It's been a while since I've done a solo episode, and I'm kind of missed this as well. So after 3 months speaking with incredible, inspiring women all over the world, oh my God, sometimes I still can't believe it was real. So after speaking with 15 incredible, amazing women, no matter how different our lives are, no matter how different our stories are, there's always some certain themes coming up during the conversation again and again and again. So today I am going to share 5 things I wish I knew sooner as a woman in my 30s. If you are in your 20s, buckle up. You are going to get some real good lessons. And if you are in your 30s and above and still figuring things out like me, like I do, get ready for some truth you will hear today. Let's just get into it. Lesson number 1. Your energy is your currency. I'm going to say that again. Your energy is your currency. Protect it. Spend it wisely. The reason I say this because a lot of conversations that I had with those amazing women, it always circled around people-pleasing kind of theme and how we overcome it. So you know what I'm talking about. How about we go back to our 20s? Most of us in our 20s, we were kind of like, we wanted to be available for everyone and everything. We are kind of getting involved a lot around every invitations, every hangout. Basically, we spend our energy here and there. I think you can relate on that, right? Because I do. And that's totally okay because in our 20s, it's kind of like our exploration kind of era. We kind of like explore things, relationship, friendship, working situations, and also how to socialize with people, different types of people. But now I'm in my 30s, I'm way more protective of my own energy. I didn't spend it like in my 20s. The reason being is because now we are prioritizing our peace of mind. Now we are focusing on our peace of mind instead of exploration. That's what I can think of. Let's do an analogy. What is a peaceful place, peaceful environment for you? Think about that. For me, a peaceful environment, a peaceful place is it's quiet, not too crowded. Probably it's just me or me with some people that I love, that I care about. It is not too crowded, you know. There is not much noise here and there. There is not much chatter, unimportant chatter around me. So that is a peaceful place for me. The same with our energy. It's the same concept with our energy. You do not need to be available to everyone and everything. You do not have to give an access to everyone to get to you. So if something is draining, for example, if you had a conversation and you feel drained after that, so if after leaving a conversation you feel like heavy, or if you question yourself a lot after seeing certain people, then that is a sign that you've got to let go. And I remember one of the guest speakers, Ahid, I will never forget her words. Let's listen to this clip.
Every moment, everything I want to do, are you doing it because you really want to do it, or are you doing it to please that person? Are you doing it because you really want to do it, or are you doing it because you're looking for validation? Are you doing it because you really want to do it deep inside of you?
That is a great tip for everyone who's listening. Is it from me, from within, to do something?
And there is a voice inside of you that you will hear. Okay, I say it that way. Is it from my soul? Is it from my ego?
That's even more beautiful.
Is it for me, my soul, or my ego wants validation? My ego wants money. My ego wants status. My ego wants beauty. My ego wants fame. My ego wants this and that.
Did you hear? Is it for my soul or is it for my ego? How beautiful was that? So you've got to ask this kind of question. Is it for you, or is it to be seen or validated by others? So protect your energy. Not everyone can get an access to you like they used to. Some people were only meant for certain version of you, and that's okay. So spend your energy wisely. It's your currency. Lesson number 2. Self-awareness is the key to self-improvement. This is one main theme that popped up so many times during my conversations with those amazing women. Self-awareness. From all of the personal development stories I heard, it is always started with this self-awareness. So what is it really? It is the ability to know who you are, to know your current situation right now. Where are you at right now in life? But also, where do you want to go? It's basically a deep conversation with yourself, self-awareness. Understanding your own triggers, your pain. Why do I react this way? Where is this coming from? What am I avoiding? Your fear, but also realizing your strength, your power, and it's yourself. Self-awareness isn't always pretty, and sometimes it's realizing that you were the toxic one instead of being in a toxic kind of like situation. And that's pretty hard, but it is the only way to get into self-improvement, the personal development. So you have to know where you're at in life right now. Once you realize things like, shit, I don't want to be in this situation anymore. I really don't want to be in this situation anymore. That's awareness. And then you can move on to, how am I going to get out of this situation? That's the figuring things out kind of like moment. And let me remind you this, the sooner you do this self-awareness kind of thing, the faster, the quicker you will get out of the situation that you don't want to be in. And I believe my friend Shah can back me up on this. Listen to this clip as well.
And if you do notice, these little baby steps, like the beginning part of your personal development journey, it's always more physical. It's always more tactile.
Basic. Yeah.
I don't just jump straight
Makes sense.
to holistic awareness. Like, I don't just jump straight to meditation, breath work, mirror working, shadow working,
Affirmation.
Yeah. I need to
True.
be aware of
That
what
makes
I need
sense.
to change.
How great is that? How great is Shah? And my number one tip for self-awareness is having a deep conversation with yourself. Ask questions to yourself. That's my number one tip. So self-awareness is the key. Lesson number 3. Healing is not linear. It's kind of a mess, actually. Let's just be real. Healing is not just about, it's not about spa day. It's not about going on a vacation for 2-3 months to Bali, to Maldives, or wherever you want. Healing is not about that. Healing is not about running away or avoiding your pain. Healing is facing your pain, the shame, the guilt, the anger, all of that emotions that you've spent years to avoid. You sit with them, not numbing it, not running away from it, not avoiding it, not ignoring it. It's kind of brutal, actually, healing, but it's necessary. And I want you to listen to this clip from my friend Courtney. Let's listen to the clip.
And instead of having an anxiety attack, I got angry. I felt anger, and it was anger towards myself, towards the situation. But instead of allowing that anger to consume me or me lashing out, I used it. So I was like, fuck this. Something has to change. There's got to be more to life than what I've been experiencing for the past however many years. And then I went on this huge journey of like, I went on a pain to power journey, stopped running from my pain, turned to face it. Because I think for a long time, even the stuff that I'd experienced when I was younger, I'd shoved in a box and was like, oh, shit happens to everyone. It's like, it's normal. And trust me, it was not normal.
How beautiful was that? How beautiful Courtney explained it to you. So instead of avoiding the pain, you actually turning. You accept that it was a part of you. It's kind of weird saying that, but yeah, you've got to accept that it was a part of you. And then you can decide either you want to hold on to that or you want to let go. That's all your decision. And this process, my friend, is not easy. It's not linear. It's up and down, up and down. It's go back and forth. But eventually, you'll get there. Eventually, you'll have to let go. And turning your pain to power, exactly like Courtney said. So, there you go. Lesson number 3. Healing is not linear. Lesson number 4. You can rewrite your own story in your 30s. Yep, you can rewrite your own story in your 30s. I think a lot of people in this age thinking, well, this is it. This is who I am now. This is how my life is going to be the rest of my life. But that's not true. That's not true. You are allowed to change the narrative. You are allowed to challenge the society. You are allowed to look at your life and say, well, I don't want this anymore. I want a big change in my life, and go for it. You are allowed to chase your dreams that you buried years ago. You can start in your 30s. It's fine. You will make it if you believe it. You can finally speak the truth that you were too afraid to say in your 20s. You can stop performing and start being the real you. That's actually what happened to me. In my late 20s, I stopped performing. I stopped performing for people. I found myself. I found my authenticity. I am okay being the real me because I accept me and embracing my real self. And that is the best decision ever that I've made, that I can rewrite my own story, that I can change the narrative. And I want you to listen to my girl, Sandrine, in this clip.
I think the society can give us so much pressure that, when you're 30, you should be figuring it out. You should have had it figured out and all that. Like, I'm 44 right now. Look, I'm a single mom and I don't have my partner yet. I've never been married. And I can say that I'm happy because I said, you know what? Society and all your rules doesn't apply to me. I create my own rules. I create my own happiness. So that would be to redefine what your 30s can look like. Trust the process and enjoy the journey.
Did you hear? You can redefine how your 30s going to look like. You can do it. It's not because you are 30s, then this is it. No, we're just starting. It's just the beginning, my loves. It's just the beginning. So lesson number 4, you can rewrite your story in your 30s. The final lesson today, lesson number 5, you are not behind, even though when it feels like everyone else has their shit together. They are not. You are not. let's just be real. Let's just be honest. Especially if you are millennials or Gen Z, there's a big chance that the social media is kind of like giving you a hint that you are behind, that everyone is ahead of you because of social media. Like when your friend just bought a first, second house, and someone else just having second baby, and your cousin launch a business and becoming very successful, and then why do you still have the time for Pilates and matcha lattes and whatever is that she's doing? And you're just here trying to remember, did I have enough water today? Did I water my plant today? Oh shit, I've got to do laundry today. I forgot. You feel me? I think you do. Social media makes it that way. But here's the truth. I keep reminding myself that there is no universal timeline. Let's stop this kind of like comparing culture. Let's stop comparing our chapters. And I want you to listen this conversation I had.
And one of the things that I wanted to highlight was that sometimes we compare our chapter 10 with somebody else's chapter 44.
I got goosebumps. Yes. I do that too. It's look, I'm honest, I'm real. I still have that sometimes. And you're right, we cannot compare our chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 123.
You know, sometimes it's so easy to look at all the highlight reels of these women that you see on social media and you're like, wow, I wish I had their life. They have it all. If only I could be like her. You have no idea that some of these people that you're looking up to are also experiencing deep inner child wounds, insecurities, lack of self-worth. And we're all just moving through that.
So you're not behind. You are living a completely different life, different lessons, different timing, different growth, and that's okay. Maybe in your 30s, it's your time for you to unlearning some stuff. I'm going to tell you, the stuff that I believe in my 30s right now, if I said that to my 20s, she would be like, what? What? No, what are you talking about? Yeah. I'm unlearning a lot of stuff that I used to believe in my 20s, in my teenage years. And maybe this is a season where you want to build a life that feels more real, more you, more authentic. How about that? I've been saying this since the first episode of my podcast. Focus on you. That you don't have to compete. Focus on you, focus on your growth, focus on your dreams. You are not late in your 30s. You are not behind. No one has their life figured it out right now. No one. No one has a perfect life. Nothing is perfect. No one is perfect. You are just right on time. So create your own story starting now. So yeah, there you have it. The 5 lessons I wish I knew sooner as a woman in my 30s or before getting into 30s. I'm just going to recap it for you. Lesson number 1, your energy is your currency. Protect it, spend it wisely. Lesson number 2, self-awareness is the key to self-growth. Lesson number 3, healing is not linear. It's kind of a mess, but it is necessary. Lesson number 4, you can totally rewrite your own story in your 30s, 40s, 50s. You are not late. And lesson number 5, you are not behind. You're right on time. Do it now. And no one has their shit together. And if you are in your 30s or close to it or above, and if you feel like you're still figuring things out, and I want you to remember that we all are trying to figure things out. No one has their shit together. I know this season of in your 30s is weird. It's beautifully weird. It's For me, it's kind of like unpredictable. It's not what I thought. It's full of beautiful contradictions, I might say. You are wiser, but still in that healing process. You are more grounded, but still not sure. And that is not a crisis. That's growth. If anything from this episode is kind of like hits you, it's kind of like punch you, you feel it, please share with me. DM me in my Instagram and don't forget to share it with your girls. I want a lot of women before they get into 30s can hear this, and the women in their 30s or above, they can relate to this. And this is some truth that we are actually facing after 30s. Let me know what you think about these 5 lessons. Don't forget to share it with your girlfriend, someone in their late 20s or in their 20s, so they can prepare themselves, because I didn't have anyone telling me this. So thank you so much for listening to this episode. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.